I just leaned over the candle and nearly set myself on fire. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am bringing you another kind of like empties video, but also kind of like speed review. It's been a little while since I've done one of these videos, and I've just been accumulating a lot of products, and I've been told in the comments that I can go on a little bit too much. So I'm gonna try and keep every single item under 60 seconds to describe it. Because I don't think anyone is going to watch a 40-minute video, and if I'm literally gonna be keeping a timer for me, so that way I don't go on. But I have a large variety of products from perfume, skincare, makeup, hair care. We've got it all. And I'm gonna be giving you my 60-second review of all of these items that I have completely used up. Okay, the largest category of products I have today is skincare, so I think I'm gonna start with that just to like get it out of the way. I've been going through a lot of SPFs lately, apparently. I'm gonna start with this one. This is the Benton UV Defense Sun Cream. Hold on. We're starting. Okay, I really like this. I got this on YesStyle. It is a Korean, it's a Korean SPF, and I really love the SPFs that the other countries have. There are definitely some good ones in America, but I just heard that the filters for these ones from like YesStyle or Stylovana are just better for our skin. Don't quote me on that, look it up. But I really like this. I feel like it did not leave a white cast at all. It actually came out of the bottle like with a little green tint, but when I put it on my face, I don't feel like I noticed a green tint at all. It wasn't super sticky. I really like this. I would purchase it. I feel like I did go through it a little bit quickly because it is like a thinner consistency, but I really like it and I would recommend. I went a little bit over. I also have this SPF from YesStyle. It's the Centella Calming Daily Sunscreen. This one lasted me longer than that one did, but I think I may have liked this a little bit less because it is kind of too thin for my liking, and it took a little bit longer to actually absorb into the skin. That being said, I still like it and I would repurchase it because it does go on sheer. It doesn't leave a white cast. All of these are cruelty-free. I don't purchase anything from YesStyle that's not cruelty-free. I guess my only complaint really is that it did take a little bit longer to absorb in, but that being said, it was pretty inexpensive and I would definitely recommend. That time we were under 50 seconds. Okay, now this is cut up, but this is Australian Gold, the plant-based Lotion sunscreen. This is their SPF 50. This is what I do to bottles because there's so much left in there. Like if you cut open all of your bottles like this that you can, there's like several more uses in it that just can't be squeezed out. So it doesn't look pretty, but I do this for like all of my things. This is just like a body sunscreen. I didn't use this on my face and it was pretty good. I like the brand Australian Gold because they are something that you can purchase in the drugstore and they're cruelty-free. I don't think that this really left a white cast, but I also am pretty white and I used it on my body. I feel like I noticed it more often if it would have been on my face, but pretty inexpensive for drugstore. It looks like it has some good ingredients in here as well. It also claims to be water resistant. I'd recommend. Okay, the next product we have is actually the second or third bottle that I have purchased from this. It is also from YesStyle. It's cut up, so I don't remember the brand, but I will put the brand on the screen somewhere. It's the Matcha Foam Cleanser. I obviously love this enough to buy it more than once. I feel like this is great for removing makeup. This is what I do in step 1 of my double cleanse. So I will always go in with this. It removes most of my makeup, and then I will go in with a lighter cleanser, which I actually have coming next. Will just help like really clear out the pores, get anything left over. I really like this. My only complaint is that I seem to go through it a little bit quickly because it's like a smaller tube, but it's not too expensive. It was somewhere between $10 to $20 for a bottle. I haven't purchased another one because I do want to try some others, even though I do really like it, but it is a great fallback. And while it's great at removing makeup, it isn't too stripping on the skin and didn't irritate me at all. So the cleanser I've been using as the second step in the double cleanse is the Native Facial Care Sensitive Facial Cleanser. This is fragrance-free, cruelty-free, and only has 13 ingredients. And it does that thing that I love. I think Love Beauty and Planet does that. does this where they put the ingredients in a list and then tell you exactly what they mean, what it is. Like niacinamide, they tell you it's B3, citric acid. It's a food grade acid for pH balance. Like they explain to you what's in it, so it helps people that don't know all of these ingredient names better understand what's going in their skincare. This was around $10 to $13, I want to say. I got it from Meijer. It's 12 ounces, and this baby lasted me a long time. I had this longer, way longer than I had the B Lab Matcha cleanser. I really like this. For sensitive skin, I mean, I don't have super sensitive skin, but I think this is amazing. I can use it morning, night. It's still pretty good at removing makeup. It's not my favorite for removing makeup, so I typically use it second. But if I really do, I have used this like on trips where I just bring this. I'll use it just twice to remove makeup, and that works out just fine for me. A little bit seems to go a long way with this. So I've had this bottle for a while, and I have repurchased, and I have another one in there. I think this is definitely one that I would often get. I did like the CeraVe Sensitive Skin Cleanser, but they are not cruelty free, so I love that I have an alternative. And I believe they do have some other options, like if for some reason you want fragrance in it, definitely recommend. Next, we have the Ordinary Azelaic Acid Suspension 10%. This was around $12, and I really like this. I got it because I heard from someone that it helps with acne, and I feel like when I consistently use it, it does actually help with my acne. I doubt this is the only reason why, but when I stopped using this, I did seem to break out more, so I put it back in my routine, and I actually do have another bottle in there that I'm using. It is a quite small bottle, so while it's pretty inexpensive, $12, you do kind of go through it a little bit quickly, but it's the Ordinary, so it's still fairly affordable. It says it helps with the visible brightness and appearance of skin texture, but I heard somewhere that it also helps with acne, so I really like it. I feel like it is working, and I'm pretty sure that azelaic acid plays well with other ingredients, because I will use this as well as a vitamin C in the morning, which actually leads me into my next product. This is the Bubble Vitamin C and Niacinamide Daydream Moisturizer. This, I believe, was around $15 to $20. I liked it. I didn't use it for long enough to really see a difference. It's only a 1 ounce bottle, so it didn't last me for the longest time, but I did really like that it has vitamin C and niacinamide in it. The one thing I didn't like is I could not figure out what percentage vitamin C is in here. It shows it in the list, but a lot of the other ones that I saw will say like 10%, 5% vitamin C. So I don't know what the percentage is that's in here, but this didn't really irritate my skin. If you are looking for something like a vitamin C, but you have sensitive skin, and it's an airless pump so that it is protected, because vitamin C serums you want to protect from having like excessive air or sunlight because it starts to degrade it. So it is like a hard bottle so that like the sun can't get through, and airless pump so that way when you pump it, you know, air gets inside to preserve it for longer. So that part is definitely great if you don't use vitamin C every single day or frequent enough to go through a bottle in like a pretty reasonable amount of time. I would definitely recommend something like this that preserves it a little better. I've mentioned this next product in so many of these videos, but this is the Trader Joe's Enrich Moisturizing Face Lotion. It has SPF 15. I really like this. It's cruelty free, which is amazing. It is so gentle on the skin. It is around $4 at Trader Joe's. I love that it has an SPF in it a little bit. For my morning routine, I will cleanse, do any kind of like the azelaic acid, vitamin C, and then I would do a normal moisturizer, and then I will do my SPF after that. So I love that I can double up and have a little bit of SPF before I apply my normal one, just for additional protection. But sometimes it takes a little while for my moisturizer to blend in or like absorb into my skin. So there might be some time in between me putting this on and me putting on my SPF. So I like to know that there's at least a little bit of protection. There's not a Trader Joe's near me, so I have not been able to repurchase this, but I feel like I can't recommend this enough. It is so cheap and so good. Like, I don't even know why you wouldn't try it. I did a video reviewing a variety of their like skincare and hair care products, and that is probably one of my favorites. Next, we have the Village Factory Ultra Facial Cream. So I got this from Yes Style. I'm actually not sure if this is cruelty free. It is one of those things where like it came with my order for free. It is dermatologist tested and fragrance free, but yeah. So if it's not cruelty free, I 100% wouldn't purchase it for that reason. As a moisturizer itself, it's pretty decent. It's a daily lightweight hydrating formula, it says. I felt like when I use this at night, I still needed a little bit of something else. It is very lightweight, but at night I want something thicker to put on my skin. So if I was using it at night, I would go in with like rosehip seed oil or something else to add a little bit more moisture. I liked it, but it didn't really wow me, and I feel like I have other jar moisturizers that are thicker and just do a little bit more for my skin. So honestly, I don't think I would repurchase this. And then we have 2 boxes of Blemish patches from Dollar Tree. Pimple patches have gotten so expensive, or they've always been expensive, but like when you have multiple breakouts, you can't be spending like $5 a pimple patch for some of these. I'm exaggerating obviously, but like some of like the big brands are too expensive. So I will get some of these from Dollar Tree when I see them. I don't always see them at my Dollar Tree. These were like little yellow stars. This came with 10. This came with 24. These ones are cute if you want like the star. I couldn't really tell that they were pulling anything out of my skin. I primarily just use these to prevent myself from picking at my skin. And that's why I love these super cheap ones, is sometimes my skin will be at a state where a pimple patch really isn't needed quite yet. Like I'm pretty sure you only put a pimple patch on if you have a whitehead, otherwise it's not gonna remove anything. But if I want to really prevent myself from picking at my skin, because I have a really bad habit of that, I will put these on. Now this one I feel like definitely did more. Like it's that same kind of clear hydrocolloid material that where you can pull it off, you can see like the gunk or the oil has like changed the color to like a bit of a white. I would absolutely repurchase these. It came in 2 sizes, 8mm and 12mm. So for $1.25, that's just unbelievable, because pimple patches in the store can be upwards of like $20. I won't say that I think they worked as well as some of the more expensive brands. I haven't tried a ton of the more expensive brands, but I feel like they worked just fine for me. And if I see these again, I will be purchasing them. I have a completely used up scent from Scentbird. I did a whole video on them if you want to check that out. But this is the Burberry Brit Sheer. Comes in a little tube like this. This was like okay. It was definitely not my cup of tea. Like I used it up because I just wanted to get it out. I don't feel like I necessarily would smell it later in the day, and it's a little bit more like floral than I tend to go for. I don't recall how much it costs for a normal bottle, but I would definitely not repurchase this. I also have this Shea Moisture Raw Shea Butter Deep Treatment Mask. I used this up completely. This was okay. I've tried better hair masks. It definitely added some additional hydration, but I don't feel like it did enough that I want in a hair mask. It is like a really thick consistency, so I expected it to do more for my hair, especially with like all of the shea butters, sea kelp, and argan oil, but I feel like it just did like a normal job. My hair wasn't ultra hydrated. I still had to use a lot of products afterwards. So what I'm using now, I find my hair likes a lot more than this. So I would not repurchase this. I also have the Main Magic 10-in-1 conditioner from Eva NYC. I've used their heat protectant spray that is fairly popular, and I really liked that, so I decided to try this out. First of all, this smells so amazing. It's like vanilla. Yeah, it's just like straight vanilla. It smells so good. So I loved using this. I do really like this as a conditioner, but I feel like in order to get it to cover my entire head, since it is like a little bit of a thinner consistency, I had to use a lot. So I did go through this quite quickly. I feel like it did hydrate my hair well though, so I like that about it. I am trying out another brand right now, but I think that this would be a great fallback. It's drugstore, so it's not too expensive, and the bottle's cute. Okay, now we have reached the makeup side. So the first thing is this Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. This has hyaluronic acid and says it is long wear. I have shade 004 Neutral Porcelain. I do have a whole video reviewing this, but I really like this. It offers pretty good coverage. It looks pretty good on the skin, not too cakey. I feel like it looked decently skin-like. And I feel like it did cover up my acne pretty well when I did have it. I love this foundation. I haven't repurchased it yet, but I would definitely recommend if you like something that's a little bit fuller coverage. I think it is kind of like a satin finish, not matte, also drugstore, so not too expensive. And yeah, I would definitely recommend this. Another foundation is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. Now this is a matte foundation, and actually they're both from Catrice. So Catrice is pretty good on the foundations because I really like this one as well. I have a whole video on this. I've had this for a long time, but this looks so good on the skin. Even though it's matte, it doesn't make my skin look dry or cakey. Like, it looks so soft on the skin, and I feel like it always blends in really well and like still kind of looks like skin when it's on. It's a dropper formula. It offered pretty decent coverage. I think this one has more coverage, but this one you can build up, which is why I really liked it. I would save this for special occasion makeup because I knew that it would last a long time and it would offer decent coverage if I put on like a second layer. It's been a while since I purchased this, so I hope they still make this. But in theory, once I go through all of my other foundations, I would repurchase that. The Ulta Beauty Ultra Slim Brow Pencil in dark brown. I love Ulta's brow pencils. They're around $10 when they're not on a sale, so I always get them when they're on a sale. This shade is definitely too dark for me. I think I tend to go for a darker color for my eyebrows than I should, and I'm trying to correct that. But I love the Ulta Beauty Slim Brows. I've used probably 10 of these over the course of the last few years. I feel like this for me is a good compromise for level of waxiness. I know some are just like, you have to press too hard on your skin to get it to show up because they're super waxy. Then there are other ones that are too soft that it seems like they could just wipe right off. So if you're looking for a good brow pencil, definitely try this, but wait for the sale. Sometimes they will go on sale for only $5 when Ulta does like their big sale. Next, we have the Honest Beauty Liquid Liner. This I got from Target because it was on like clearance for $6. It is a felt tip and like a pot. So these aren't my favorite type of eyeliners, but I thought I would give it a try anyway. I don't believe it claims to be waterproof, and I wouldn't say it's waterproof. It's like a fine eyeliner. It didn't stay on all day for me. I have very watery eyes. If I had like a long day ahead of me, this isn't one I would choose. I would only choose this if like I knew I was gonna be home most of the day, or like my makeup really wasn't gonna be going through it that day. So I can't say I would recommend purchasing this. I feel like there are better drugstore options for around the same price that will be waterproof. And for me personally, I like it in a pen, not in a pot. Another eyeliner, this is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. This has been all over social media for the longest time. Everyone loves it, and I love it as well. It is very, very waterproof, so I actually have another one that I repurchased and that I use. I do have a gripe with it though. It wasn't too long after I purchased it that it started doing this weird thing where like bubbles up on the side. So when I'm applying it, it can be hard. Like if I'm holding it here, it'll get all over the place. And the bristles are, some of them are just like bent out, like they started separating, but the formula of this is great. And I think that might just be a defect with these type of brush eyeliner pens because it happened with my Physicians Formula one as well. The new one I have has been working out fine and I haven't had any issues, knock on wood, so I'm hoping that the bristles don't fray on that one. Last product, finally, this is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Mascara. I believe this is my second bottle I purchased. I really liked it the first time. This is much more of a volumizing mascara than a lengthening and separating. So even though I really liked it at first. Unless they changed the brush or the formula, or this was just like a one-off, I think it's not actually a good mascara for me. If what you're looking for is just volume, then you might like it. But I feel like it didn't do a good job of separating my lashes or really lengthening them. I think the previous one I tried out was actually the waterproof version, so I don't know if that made a huge difference in the type of formula, but I don't think I would repurchase the normal one. Those are all of the products. I know I probably did more than 60 seconds for a lot of these. So much for a speed review, but I feel like it takes me a couple seconds to like really get my mind going on what I think about a product. Or like I'll say one thing that'll spark another thought, and etc. I will link all of these down below if you want to check them out. Let me know if you have any questions or any opinions on these. I'd really appreciate if you could give this video a like, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. You can go check out my other videos. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support, and I will hopefully see you in my next video.